All right, I'm waiting for the click. I am waiting for the click. All right, there's the click. I am live. Good morning, you guys. It is July 14th, 2025. It is 8:55 in the morning, and it is hot here in Edgemont, Moreno Valley, California. Donovan Sadiq, I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time today. I got a lot of stuff to do. A lot of you guys see what I'm seeing. And I know you guys don't want to, mention what's going on, whatever, but what I'm trying to do is show you guys the inconsistency of what is going on in America. You guys that are silent, you guys see what is going on. Every time everybody else has been served, and it's black people's time to address the black issues, something else comes up. Oh, we got to, Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, we got to do that. Oh my gosh, there's a flooding in over here. We've got to take money for all of this. You guys know what's right and you guys know what's wrong. Please somebody explain to me, why is it that my tax dollars have to go to support the Holocaust victims? What did America have to do with the Holocaust other than provide the blueprint of how to treat Jewish people like they treat black people in this country? Why do we have to fit the bill for that? And they could find the money. But when it comes to black people, we can't find the money. There were some people that messaged me, and they were saying, oh, well, how do we know who's a slave and, who's this and, is he lineage based, Donovan? How do they come to those conclusions, whatever? And I had to tell that person, fuck all that. Throw all that shit out the window. Because we've got illegal immigrants that are getting cash payments. No study, no consideration of the issues, just give them the money. We don't know who's illegal and who's not. What's the parameter of that? Why is it that when it comes to black people, all of these questions and barriers are put up? But when it comes to illegal immigrants that aren't citizens, at least black people are citizens. But when it comes to these other groups, there are no barriers put up. So just give them the money. I'm going to write an executive order to give these people just money. No study. No nothing. California's Medicaid is busted. 1 million illegals are on it. I mean, I don't get it, you guys. I don't get it. And those of you guys that remain silent and this is some bullshit, you need to start speaking up. And I'm not saying you got to get on social media. That ain't what I'm saying. You gotta start speaking up. This is ridiculous. When it comes to black people, oh, is it lineage based? How do we know? How can you verify? How do you do this? They're giving cash money because illegals are afraid to go to work that they shouldn't be working in to begin with. Americans have lost jobs. Where's their money? Oh, we got to do a study when it comes to Americans. Oh, I get it. Oh, no. Americans have to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. There's really nothing else that needs to be said. So when you see black people out here running amok and just tearing shit up, that's eventually what's going to happen. Don't say nothing because, you remain silent. You know these things are wrong. You know they're wrong. Malcolm X once said it. It's freedom for everybody or it's freedom for nobody. That's where I'm at. See, this is why I want to tear the system down. I don't give a damn about Donald Trump. I don't give a damn about Kamala Harris. I don't give a damn about it because this system keeps my people at the bottom, and they're doing it right in our faces. Oh, no, Donovan, black people are doing so well. Look, LeBron is a billionaire. so-and-so, an entertainer, is making all this money. Where are the black corporations in the United States? There are none. There are none. The system is kept to keep us at the bottom. Why would I stand for the status quo and my people are at the bottom? And they're showing you what they're doing right now. There was no study done to give illegal migrants all of this money. But when it comes to black people, you gotta have a study. We gotta verify who they are. So if I went to LA right now and I said, hey, I'm an illegal immigrant, hey, I'm afraid to go to work, where's my money? The millions of Americans that are out of work right now, where's their checks? Where's their cash cards? They're afraid to go to work too. The big beautiful bill, which I support, is going to cut Medicaid. It's going to cut food stamps. It's going to cut Section 8. What are you going to do for those people? There's millions of Americans that can't make their rent. They're being evicted every day. But we're supposed to give money to illegal criminals that have come across our borders illegally. For all you bleeding hearts, the Bible specifically says, obey Caesar's laws. Yes, you welcome the foreigner that came here legally. Obey Caesar's laws. If you do not obey the law of a country, you are breaking God's law. I don't know where you bleeding heart Christian people are reading from. It's very specific in there. I have neighbors right now that came here the legal way, and I welcome them. Mexico City, they want the Americans out. They're like, get the hell out of here. You're not, gentrifying our area. You come to Mexico, you need to learn Spanish. We're not going to change our culture to accommodate you. Makes sense to me. In all my travels, and I go to different places, it's very rare I could pick up the phone and dial 1 for English, 2 for Spanish, 3 for Korean. They don't do that. You got to learn their language. You've got to assimilate into their culture. You liberals are destroying the country and you don't even realize it. And it's making it more and more worse as more people wake up and say, wait a minute, what? Huh? What? And that's what's happening. They're dividing more people. Delineation is happening more and more as people are now being more protective of their group. Rather than saying common sense, if you come to America, one of the tenements of immigrating to America the right way is you have to learn English. Doesn't mean you have to speak it. They're not saying you have to be dictated to speak English. That is not in the Constitution. But you must learn English so that you could move around in this country, because predominantly people speak English here. Why do I have to go and learn Spanish? I have to learn Spanish now because predominantly letting all of these Spanish people into this country, which was going to happen eventually, actually happened. Now let's go back to why the Democrats are doing this. And I said this a while back, if you guys watched my videos. This is about the census. The census does not count citizens. It counts people. The more people you have in an area, the more representation you get, the more federal dollars you get. That's what this is about. The people that are flooding into this country is not a threat to me. The people that are flooding into this country are going to sit here for 5 years waiting for a court date and have babies. And those babies will be competing with my babies and my grandbabies and so on. And basically, black people will have no political voice in this country. That's what's happening. So all you Negroes out there that are out here championing all this bullshit, I want you to think about that. Your grandkids will have no political voice because they've been gentrified out of politics. It won't matter. You don't have the numbers. Right now, what's going on in LA, there's not enough black people to politically do anything about it. You guys got to wake up. I'm not fighting for today. I'm fighting for my grandbabies' futures. If I don't make a stand now, 20, 30 years from now, when they become of age, it's going to be too late for them. I have to make a stand now. And if I am successful or not successful, my grandkids can look at this video and say, man, grandfather was hard in the paint. He was out there, doing the work. He tried. We got to get together, you guys. Continue to stay at home, go on your cruises. Stop getting involved in what the Hispanics and the Latinos are going through. It's kind of comical that when black people were being falsely arrested during the gang sweeps in LA in the 80s, in the 90s, how many of us black people have been falsely arrested or detained? There's a lot of us that can say that. I've been detained in a traffic stop because they thought I was somebody else. Where were the Hispanics to help me? Where were the Latinos to help me? Where were the white people to help me? No, they see my skin, and it happens. And instead of getting upset about it and becoming a stereotype, I complied with the officer so I could make it home alive. Yes, are Americans being deported? Some Americans are being detained of Latin descent? Yes. It's called collateral damage. Once they figure everything out, that person will be released. No problem. It happens. You look Latino, whatever, it's going to happen. Ask a black person every time they fit the description. Ask them. And they get handcuffed, they get taken to jail, but nobody ever has any smoke for us. I mean, I could go on and on and on with this, guys. You guys know right from wrong, but you know what? You sit in silence because it hasn't happened to you yet. And now that it's happening to the Latinos, and of course the Cubans are, telling on everybody within the Latin diaspora, we're supposed to do something about it. The majority of black people voted Democrat. Majority of black people voted Democrat. And yet, we are still called on upon to help people whose culture pretty much dictates racism against dark-skinned people. Please make that make sense. Go ahead and ask a lot of these brothers out here. I'm not saying every Latino. I'm not into the everything, you guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. Ask a brother every time he tried to talk to a Latina girl, or if he had a Latino girlfriend, and she was hesitant to bring him to her family. I wonder why. Anyway, you guys, I got things to take care of. I don't know why America and my tax dollars has to go to Holocaust victims. I think that needs to be addressed with Germany and the countries, the Axis countries that were involved in that. If we can give millions of dollars to Holocaust victims that we had nothing to do with, I don't remember reading ever Americans deleting Jews, in concentration camps and all that other stuff that went on. But I can tell you about Americans enslaving dark-skinned black people, Jim Crow laws, redlining. I can tell you direct things that America is responsible for to a particular group of people, taking their culture from them, taking their language, raping, hangings, some of the same stuff that they took over there to Germany and you saw being done. But there's no money for black people when there is historical evidence of that happening. But we've got millions of dollars to give Holocaust victims. We've got cash money payments to give illegal immigrants. You black Democrats better wake up. You better wake up. I'm Democrat. I'm just a recovering Democrat. You guys better wake up. You could use Donald Trump all you want as an excuse, but you guys know right from wrong.